Dr. Hargens, Board Vice Chair Dr. Lisa Wilner, and members of the Jefferson County Board of Education. This evening, we will recognize and receive student demonstrations from District 6 students who will certainly impress you with their academic, vocal, and communication skills and talents. We begin with the George Unseld Early Childhood Center students who will introduce themselves and share their name, age, and career choice. And they will also recite the school's daily promise. The students will demonstrate what they have learned by singing ABC Rock, a cappella, and reciting the 5 Little Monkeys Jumping on the Bed. And we'll conclude their presentation by stating, I am ready for kindergarten because I can, while communicating their achievement with us. Students Taj Killingworth, Sochil Rodriguez, Rajay Simon, and Reynolds Shat, please come forward to begin your presentation.
Now we get ready to do 5 Little Monkeys. Ready? 5. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called a doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. 4 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. 3 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. 2 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. 1 little monkey jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed.
Board Vice Chair Dr. Wilner and Assistant Superintendent Karen Branham, please join the students for a photo. Joining in the recognitions are teacher Sheila Wren and Journeys Caldwell and Principal Holly Smith. Next, the Hartstern Elementary School students will share what they have learned from their study of the country of Nepal. They learned about the country's culture relating specifically to food, dress, governance, and landmarks. Students Christopher Siskel, Akil Asari, Angelo Criello, and Carter Nall, please come forward to begin your presentation.
The country that we studied was Nepal. Nepal government is similar to a republican framework with a multi-party system. Nepal has a Kamari or goddess. This living goddess is traditionally worshipped by the people of Nepal. This young girl is the symbol of female energy in Hindu religious traditions.
Nepal has a large variety of ethnic groups living in this country, and each group has their own style of dress. Some of the common things you will see in Nepali clothing are colorful patterns. Sari, which are women's dresses, jawns, which are men's shirts, big round earrings, and necklaces of gold beads.
Nepal has a large variety of food. One of the most popular food choices is dal, which is a soup made of lentils and spices. Some other examples of Nepali food are momo, which is a dumpling, gundruk dhendo, which is a corn porridge, and chatamari, also known as Nepali pizza.
Nepal has so many beautiful landmarks. Some of the most amazing landmarks are Mount Everest, which rises 29,035 feet above sea level. Lumbini, which is the home to the Maya Devi Temple and its sacred garden, and Chitwan National Park, which is the home of many jungle animals, like tigers, rhinos, and about 540 bird species.
Dr. Wilner and Assistant Superintendent Dr. Paige Hartstern, please come forward to thank the students for their outstanding presentation. Joining in the recognition is their teachers Crystal Blair, Jennifer Neighbors, Christian Park, Shanice Wright, and Principal Dewan Wright. Now, the Louisville Male High School Bulldog Beats will render a vocal selection showcasing their outstanding talent. The contemporary a cappella group, under the direction of Alexis Paxton, has set the bar high for vocally gifted and talented students. This past weekend, the Bulldog Beats placed third in the National A Cappella Competition and also received the Outstanding Vocal Percussion Award. Students, you may begin your presentation.
Like an astronaut that's scared of heights, with a heart that's beating at the speed of light. You've been waiting for this feeling of your life. Sometimes it's just hard to reach.
Dr. Wilner and Assistant Superintendent Dr. Paige Hartshorn, please come forward to thank the students for their stellar performance. Joining in the recognition is their director, Alexis Paxton. Students from Marion C. Moore School will demonstrate their exemplary talents by reciting a group poem called Inclusiveness, which will include a rap and a song. These students have performed and showcased their skills and talents at school events and at various events in the city in front of large audiences. Under the direction and leadership of Matthew Kaufman, a recent University of Louisville Community Change Agent Award recipient, the students have learned how to enhance their creative, vocal, and communication talents to wow and entertain various audiences. Students Alicia Juarez, Autumn Knuckles, Jamila Lockhart, and Mark Stone, please begin your presentation.
This piece is called Inclusiveness.
Our voice is poetry. Some people try to understand me with big words written by me. Our compassion sets us free.
Out with the old and with the new.
Tell myself that I'ma make it.
Some of it was thanks to you.
Dear JCPS, you're giving us a place to spread our wings, to get out of our homes, heads, and comfort zones, away from the family battles, the battles we face with ourselves, and away from stagnant habits. You're providing us with an education, but we wish you would show us things students are normally taught. How to love.
How to accept each other.
How to learn from each other.
And how to become who we want to be.
A mental health counselor.
A rapper.
A motivational speaker, among other things.
A criminal justice lawyer.
Learning is more than a curriculum.
There are standards we won't remember learning.
Skills we won't remember you teaching us.
And valuable things that you didn't know that we knew.
I need a pen, or a composition. Got a team of all-stars with an opposition. We about to spit some knowledge, homie, time to stop and listen. I got a dream, Dr. King, they won't stop the vision. We're all students, everybody, we all stand united. Different cultures, different comers, though we not divided. Roll some raps, big whoops, though when I recited, everybody got together and they got behind it. Bringing motivation.
Yeah, we on a mission.
Bringing people together, block out all the division.
All of us are here to share and learn from each other.
To become the leaders that we need to be.
We are represented students from many cultures.
China,
Congo,
Mexico,
America,
Africa,
Asia,
Syria,
from all over the world.
students like us coming from disoriented
Neighborhoods.
diversity in our surroundings, outside our homes and our communities, we stand strong.
Homie, I done seen it all. Shout out all the dogs, all the homies hustling, selling drugs above the law. Yet I'm seen without a flaw, viewed as a role model. About to be a star, got my foot up on the whole throttle, never stopping. Cause my homies on the corner, all of them really smart. Made one mistake, can't get another start. Took a shot, bricked it, flipped it, turned it into an art. Now the story's being told, coming from the heart. You see, we started from nothing, so we did something about it. Trying to make it out, don't really care if they doubt it. Been around the shootouts, really glad we survived it. The doubt will never stop us, cause we'll never allow it.
Dear JCPS, let me take you behind the scenes to the movie Our School Life. Behind the scenes, students are the main actors in our school. They put masks on their faces to hide their true selves as they walk on their stages and act like something they're not to be known as cool. Students are doing 8-hour shows 5 days a week. That's the main reason we're tired. Our jobs are never ending. We're trying to impress everyone, but behind the scenes is not as picture perfect as it seems.
We struggle not just to find ourselves in the school, but discovering passion.
And I faced so many struggles. I wanted my thighs to stop touching. I ate and I felt ashamed that my body called for hunger. I told it to shut up, but hunger's cries are loud. So I ate till I suppressed the cries of my hunger rumbling in my belly, and eventually the shame and the guilt would try to win. But I took a look within, just like we all need to do. Read ourselves like a book, stare in the mirror, change your reflection. Look at you, baby girl, you are blossoming. I believe you are beautiful, and you can remold the shape of your clay. Look at that grin, how genuine that smile is. In order for you to soar, baby girl, you need to fly above all the stereotypes people put you in.
We've captured diversities. Many cultures, many students stood on one stage fighting for
Social justice.
Who expected inclusiveness to be the new trend.
It's not only in our schools,
But our communities,
Diversity, different individuals.
Valuing each other.
regardless of skin
intellect, talent, or years.
or personal struggles.
Behind the scenes, I've always been full of rage. See, school has not ever really been my thing. I don't have a written script, so I always say what comes to my brain. No filter, so everything's unfiltered. Anger built up in my issues, in my mental. Rage flowed out of me. Every time something came to my mind, anger was the director of my lines. I felt like the antagonist in everybody's stories, because I always seemed to change their beginnings, middles, and endings. Changing was hard. I once was a bully and I didn't even know it, but I molded myself into a poet that grows herself as she grows her writing.
She's grown herself into a beautiful young woman.
Though at times rage tries to consume me, I remold myself into a different figure and cut away at the rage. I remold myself. See, I face battles with myself. Insecurities, rage, disappointing those who care for me. I've overcome battles with myself.
We've overcome battles with ourselves.
Leading a march for kids.
That look up to us.
We are leaders with more to come.
We did this just not for our school.
We did this for ourselves because we found passion to grow our voices, to make changes in ourselves.
Our schools.
Our world.
And I always try to tell myself, because I raised myself, if I had wings, I'd soar. There's so many things I'm fighting, and every day I'm trying to... Can anybody hear me?
Why do I have to be a trooper?
Family plus school, yet I don't get to show any weakness. I never imagined sometimes school would clip my wings, but if I express myself, I'm complaining. Yet I have the power to fix my problems, but I need guidance. Too often instead I'm given a script to go by, told to be someone saying things I wouldn't. I'm tired of putting on a show. I'm beaten to my knees and expected to step back in line. When do I get to be divergent? Who do I come to? Some stranger who doesn't really know me? Someone who teaches me to fear authority? We're run by strings, puppets ruled not by only our demons in our past.
Anger,
Bulimia.
Struggle.
And those who can't reach inside to our hearts.
and teach us more than what we see in history books.
I can't escape from myself, and I can't escape from the problems I face at school, but honestly, should I even want to? I may be a student, but teach me how to have love for more than a letter grade. Show passion. You are the inspiration for us.
Without guidance, we can't achieve our mission.
Can't see the vision of who we can become, who we are becoming. School has become a roller coaster. At school, we're expected to focus solely on classes and homework. Then we go home and we're expected to focus solely on chores and life work. Seems like we're always against a wall. In this catch-22, how do we become unpinned? If we aren't the students, the people you want us to be, does that mean we've sinned?
Does that mean I've sinned?
Does that mean I've sinned?
I mean, I've said.
But we can break out of the cliches of how school has always been done and make a difference.
Just look at who we came to be.
Yes, I may have issues, scars that you can't see.
We all do.
But with each bit of inspiration we've gotten from the school, we can spread it hope among all of us.
It's time to take action, and we are here to make the call.
Look inside yourself and find the person you want to be.
Dig deep and discover your identity.
Let's break down every single wall.
Walls of racism.
Walls of sexism.
Walls of mediocrity.
Our voice is poetry. Some people try to understand thee with big words written by me. Our compassion sets us free. Our voice is poetry. Some people try to understand thee with big words written by me. Our compassion sets us free. Our voice is compassion rising. Some people try to compassion rising. With big words written compassion rising. We are one. Sets us free. Our voice is poetry. Superintendent Dr. Paige Hartstern, please come forward to thank the students for their excellent performance. Joining in the recognition is their teacher, Matthew Kaufman, and Principal Rob Folk. Please come forward. We have one more outstanding presentation for you tonight. It's the Superintendent Student Advisory Council was redesigned and renamed Learn, Invest, Friend, Teach, which is LIFT JCPS. Superintendent Student Advisory Council. Tonight, Milan Bailey, Bobby Wall, and Laura Will be giving a brief overview of the new redesigned council, and I will turn that over to them.
Okay, good afternoon. I'm Bobby Wall, senior from Dawes High School. The redesigned council aims to make the council a student-led, solution-focused, project-based learn organization. We focus on the acronym LIFT, which stands for Learn, Invest, Friend, and Teach. Ultimately, we work together to find areas within the schools and the community that we can make a difference in.
Over this past year, we've had opportunities to reach out and connect with different organizations and groups, such as You Spirit Us at Brooklyn, Cabbage Patch, Louisville Rescue Mission, the Juvenile Detention Center, and various judges.
For me personally, my passion project was centered around serving. And at the beginning of the year, I realized that a great way to jumpstart my project was to get involved with an existing organization within my school community, and I go to Male. So I became more involved with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and I realized that this was actually a very effective way to share my passion for serving. And so I started with the Cabbage Patch Settlement House, and the leadership team with FCA, we delivered food baskets around the holidays to houses and residents that were affiliated with Cabbage Patch, and we were able to talk with those residents and to see a whole other side of Louisville that I was not familiar with. And it was a very eye-opening experience, and it led me to realize how much there is to do serving-wise within the city. We also went to You Spirit Us at Brooklawn, which is kind of a last stop for kids whose home lives and whose parents are unsuitable. And that was a wonderful experience. We got to play with the kids and to see how much they've grown as a part of You Spirit Us. And just the fact that we went to go and play with them and to eat with them, how much it brightened their day, and how much, just that little act of serving completely transformed how they view other teens who are not within their little community. And from there, I decided that instead of just going along with FCA, that I would like to kind of lead a campaign with FCA. And so I decided to reach out to the Louisville Rescue Mission, and we organized a dinner with the residents of the Life Change program there. And at any given time, there's between 9 and 22 residents, and they're men who have previously struggled with addiction. And we were able to go and prepare dinner and eat with them and have a Bible study and view their struggles, but how much they've been transformed and the new way that they look at life and the opportunities that they now have thanks to the Louisville Rescue Mission. And so overall, I realized that there are so many different ways that I can become involved in serving, and through existing organizations that now underclassmen can carry on and continue to branch out and maintain relationships with these organizations.
Juvenile incarceration first became important to me when I learned the story of Khalif Browder. He was an African-American male who was falsely accused of stealing a backpack. He was imprisoned for 3 years on Rikers Island without trial, where he was abused and treated harshly by guards as well as fellow inmates. 2 years later, after his release, he committed suicide. After learning this, this was the main thing that was my motivation, to try to go out into my community and do my best to prevent this from ever happening again to kids who I know, or even kids who I don't know, just kids my age, just to see them go through something that harsh. So I went out and I connected with my teachers and different people in the community to learn more about what's going on in these detention centers and just to learn more facts. So I found that America locks up more teens per year than any country in the world, and and Kentucky alone has the second highest lockup rate in America. Also learned that most of these lockups are due to untreated mental health issues, especially within the Black community. It's always an issue, and it's something that is always overlooked, that needs more focus on. So through this, I've had the opportunity to network with local judges in my area, and to sign up with the Juvenile Detention Center, and I will be volunteering with them over this summer, and I will be going once a week to help out with them, and I'll just be peer mentoring and talking with my peers and trying to see what it is that they go through, and so I can do my best to prevent them from ever happening. And because I'm a junior, I'll still have time to work on this next year, so it's not exactly a thing that I'm like rushing for. I'm just trying to get as much done as I can.
My passion project was educational transitions. I'm actually in a group with 3 other members of the council. We sat down together and we wanted to figure out what was most of us are seniors, what was the hardest thing about our 12-year journey through school. And most of us agreed that from kindergarten to going on to college, that the transitions between schools, the big jumps, those were some of the things that we really struggled with. So we were in our exploratory and planning phase of our LIFT project, and we wanted to figure out, we wanted to evaluate what things can we do in the community as students, as parents, as teachers, as volunteers to ensure that the transitions are smooth and successful. Rather than providing open houses or reading parental books, you know, the community should provide a lot more networking and interacting with the students face-to-face, because I believe that benefits a lot more. So simple ideas such as just shadowing and students be able to go into middle school coming from elementary and have a buddy for the day and kind of explore what that middle school is like and not waiting for the first day to be very anxious. Also, especially for graduating seniors, to kind of explore. I know a lot of us didn't get the chance to go on college campuses, but maybe, you know, have that something that we do as a trip and people actually get to experience and learn from. I also want to provide an opportunity for us us upperclassmen to reach to the lowerclassmen. I love spending time with kindergartners, and I apologize for us not being as cute as the Unseld babies, but but to actually get to interact with them and maybe understand, you know, what are they going to be nervous about school? Is there any guidance or mentoring that we can do while we're learning together in school? And like I said, ours is pretty much an exploratory and planning. So next year we would like to encourage that our juniors and new members of the council elaborate and actually take the action of our planning and strengthen our desired outcome. We want to make sure that regardless of wherever somebody progresses, that there's always success.
Overall, this experience with our passion projects has been a great way for the members on the council to become aware of issues that are prevalent in our community. For example, I was not aware of the extent of juvenile incarceration and the high rate that we have in Kentucky, and thanks to this council, I became aware of it, and we now know that there are so many things, so many different avenues that we can pursue to make Louisville a better place, and so many, even though we have different passions, they all are meant to better the community. And even past this year and this project, it's something that we can carry on with us to college, to careers. I'm going to the University of Kentucky next year, and I'm going to be in the Social Enterprise Scholars. It's an honors pathway for business. And basically it's mixing entrepreneurial skills and how to start and maintain a business with giving back to the community. And this year on the council has kind of jump-started that and you know, made me want to pursue that as I you know, kind of decide and narrow down what I want to do regarding my career path. So I think that all of us agree that this has overall been a wonderful experience, and that it's just we've learned things that we will be able to apply to the rest of our lives.
Dr. Wilner and Dr. Hargens and Assistant Superintendents, Dr. Paige Hartshorn and Brad Weston, please come forward to thank the students for their excellent presentation. Joining in the recognition is teachers Stan Turzeski and Kip Hotman. Now please join me in viewing a video presentation of District 6 schools.
And we're excited to come to Ottoman Elementary School today.
I discovered that if I enjoy what I'm doing in the classroom, it becomes contagious.
Camp Taylor Elementary right now has 470 students. 154 are ESL, English as a Second Language.
We're at Gilmore Lane Elementary School, and we just planted a black gum tree. It helps us breathe well and helps us keep cool.
I think it's important to have a garden in the school so we can observe.
The roots grow in the bottom and they provide the nutrients in the top of the plant.
We are having Kentucky Kids Day, at Okolona, and we're giving all the students in Okolona Oscar to let them know how special they are.
We collected water to help the people from Flint, Michigan, to help them have clean water.
I think it says that my school really cares about the little kids.
This morning we are at Rangin Elementary and we're here with the Flash Dads program.
When I walked up here and I saw it, and I was like, what was going on?
We are Slaughter Elementary School. We're Slaughterbots, and we're a robotics team from Slaughter Elementary.
I like building, and I like working on robots, and this has been one of the things that I have been really wanting to do for a long time.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Hayes, and I teach 8th grade language arts at Marion Seymour School. The best thing about being in the classroom is having the light bulb moment with the kids.
So we're trying to see what we can do so the instruments don't melt.
And we use the aluminum foil so that it would reflect the heat away.
Every year, students at Thomas Jefferson Middle School are given the opportunity to preview different JCPS high schools and what they offer.
It helped me see which one is the best one.
Purple Pride, Male High, ROTC, Winter Die.
Students at Louisville Male High are being taught to think more critical and be prepared for life.
And it shows me what I can become and what I can achieve.
In the future, you may be scheduling an appointment with more traditional alumni students. For the past 7 years, JCPS students in Moore's Meadow program get to jumpstart their career.
Like somebody could tear their ACL and you gotta know how to do that. It's on the spot.
I'm an early childhood teacher at Unseld Learning Center.
There you go.
I think the best part of my job and working with these little ones is it's a constant reward. You always feel it, building those relationships and watching them just absolutely amazing.
Good job, Jenna. Good job.
We're here today with the men's U of L soccer team. They're here to do a soccer workshop with our kids.
We often tell them that this experience, what they'll find out is the more they give, the more they get back.
That little thing can be such a huge difference for these kids.
Dr. Hargens and members of the Jefferson County Board of Education, this concludes our recognitions for this evening. Thank you.